All right, so deputies have been looking for a suspect out here today. We've had several calls in and off Long Forest Drive, subject that was wanted and had several warrants on him. Just around 5 o'clock this afternoon, they located the suspect. He came out of the woods. They confronted him, several deputies, and the suspect presented a handgun and aimed it toward officers, and officers immediately returned fire on him, and he's been transported to the hospital. I don't know if y'all have any independent questions. I can tell you that SLED's on the way to investigate as an impartial source to come out here and investigate an officer-involved shooting. We also have our investigators and our Office of Professional Standards investigators are out here. Our deputies are fine. None of us were injured, and we'll go through that process to make sure our policies were followed. But we didn't have to give any aid to any of our people. Our deputies did render aid to the suspect, and it's my understanding they pronounced him deceased at the hospital. So he did pass away. I can't right now. We want to make sure his family's notified. I know some of them have been, but until the coroner's office tell us that they have notified the family that has responded to the hospital, we won't release that. What we will do is type up a press release and send it out to each of you with the details of exactly what his charges were. I know it's fair to stop for police. He had several traffic offenses initially, and I'm not sure any other charges. I know he had multiple charges.
I heard you say that he presented a firearm.
He did.
Fire on deputies?
We don't know until they get here and start going through. There's several shell casings up there. Our deputies, we know, fired multiple rounds just from their own statement when they everybody kind of got together, and we were trying to figure out who was involved. We had about, I think, 7 or 8 deputies that were out here, and it looks like from the initial investigation they all really shot from the same place. He presented a firearm, and again they immediately fired on him.
You said coming out of the woods, was there a chase or something of that nature preceding the serving of the warrants?
Yes, they had been chasing him for several hours throughout the day. Apparently he got out on foot and got in the woods, and they just kind of patrolled up and down Long Forest here, and at some point he came out of the woods where he presented a weapon.
Can you say anything about what the warrants were for?
We don't know. I don't know all of them. I know he had some traffic offenses, failure to stop for police, or failure to stop for a blue light, and again, I don't know. There's a couple more, but I hadn't confirmed what they are.
I assume this is someone that you probably dealt with before?
Yes.
So a busy couple of weeks for y'all. I mean, how are your officers holding up?
They're doing really well. I mean, you know, from a morale standpoint, at least they're healthy, even with the COVID-19 situation going on. We have had some to experience some sickness from that and test positive, but morale is certainly up, and as you can see, they're always professional. We treat people well, and I'm almost positive that when this is over, these deputies, you'll find that they operated well within our general orders.
And a little off topic, but Lavish nightclub, have y'all heard any more about the other
We closed
suspect?
it. We closed Lavish, so it's not in operation. We are working on the other suspects, as well as developing some more information about somebody else in the club that was involved. But we have not detained anybody else.
So no officers were hurt? Nothing
No.
like that? Okay.
No, none of our folks were injured.
Anything else that you can think of like that? Or?
Just, you know, had this guy complied and not pulled a firearm, he'd be alive and probably be on his way to jail, but he chose otherwise. You pull a weapon on police, and this is the outcome. This is the result of that. So, you know, gun violence in Greenville has certainly gone up, and, you know, we're to try to combat that and talk to our young people and try to discourage them, certainly from resorting to any type of violence with a firearm. It never ends good. I'm just glad our people are healthy and okay and perform superbly. So.
Excellent.
Anything else?
Appreciate it, Don.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.